What is going on, Hayden? YouTube back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XLM, as well as the S&P 500. As you guys know, we do a different cryptocurrency here on the channel every single week with your guys' help. And on that note, we are still doing our crypto coin display giveaway. We're giving one of these away every single week here on the channel. All you have to do to enter to win one of these is just comment your favorite cryptocurrency down below, as well as make sure that you subscribed. Comment those two things. I will be checking to see if you have subscribed, and that's all you have to do to enter the giveaway. We will be picking the next winner this Saturday, so stay tuned for Saturday's episode. More importantly, what we're going to be looking at in today's episode is pretty much these major cryptos. We're looking at XRP, we're looking at Bitcoin, and some of the other alts like XLM. Specifically, XLM is pretty much seeing the same movements as most of the other cryptocurrencies. Those are acting entirely different than what we're seeing with Bitcoin and XRP. They're starting to form what appears to be smaller ascending or symmetrical fractals or triangles on the 4-hour support levels, which means we could be breaking out sooner than we had anticipated. And with that, I kind of want to show you guys what it is that I've discovered, how that might affect the markets, and when we should be buying in and selling off. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up as this does help support the YouTube algorithm. Remember to join us over at Discord. I have it linked in the description down below. It's completely free. We have over 1,400 members, almost at 1,500. So definitely check that out. Otherwise, let's jump into today's video. Alright guys, as you can see, I am on the current coin market cap, top 10 cryptocurrencies. Everything seems to just be slightly starting to, reverse back up. The past couple of days, we've actually been retreating back down to support levels on Bitcoin and on XRP. We've actually been seeing them slowly, correct back downwards, as you can see over the past 2 or 3 days, to our uptrend right here, this major support level. That's pretty much going to make or break which direction cryptocurrency wants to head. If we do at any point decide to break through this this support level, we're going to start to use it as a resistance, and it can only be shown that it's probably going to confirm the bear market and ultimately start to correct us to lower levels, which would be unfortunate. As you guys remember, back in 2017, 2018, after we saw the big correction to the downside, which was maybe like a 70% to 80% drop, we started to then see prices kind of recover after that big drop, immediately reverse back upwards and then start to consolidate back down. You can see kind of that ripple effect that we had here back in 2017. You can see what I'm referring to. Even though we had our original big drop from like 13,000 all the way down to 9,000, we immediately corrected back up to retest resistance back at $12,000. We then started to consolidate out. So we have these really big, waves and ripples that we're really looking to see back now in 2021. So you can see right now, the only thing we've really seen so far is, yes, just a big, drop on the coin and a big reversal to the downside. We have yet to see any sort of recovery phase on Bitcoin. And as we know, it's slightly different than back in 2018. The descending fractal that formed in 2018 is different than the symmetrical triangle we have in 2021. We do have an uptrend that's holding the price of Bitcoin, which could at some point after some movement reverse us back into all-time highs, which would be great, that we'd all like to see. So more importantly, the fact that we're seeing a lot of this consolidation right now, it seems like just the major cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and so on and so forth are forming the best opportunities to see that consolidation. The other altcoins are merely just following sync with each other. You can see with XLM, this looks almost identical to the Dash charts that we were looking at yesterday. There's really no difference. We had an ascending fractal. We broke bearish through here. We were anticipating to hold support back at 47 cents on the uptrend. We didn't. We broke through it, and that's pretty much left the market to spiral and start retesting its bottom support, which we have at 39 cents on XLM. So we have to see whether or not XLM looks like a possible investment moving forward. Now, more importantly, I want to focus on XRP and Bitcoin. As you guys know, we've been looking at this big symmetrical triangle that's been forming. We've discussed that after, consolidation, it should just kind of fill in this gap right here. And eventually we should see some sort of, retest of either the top resistance or bottom support and confirm a break to either direction, which we'll obviously be prepared for and ready for to capitalize on those runs. We use Bityard, as you guys know, Bityard being the #1 crypto, exchange that I prefer to use, giving us, tons of different altcoins and cryptos to invest in, as well as leverage trade and short. And with that opportunity approaching, it will allow us to obviously capitalize on, regardless of the run, either direction we move within XRP and Bitcoin, and we'll be able to leverage that with BitYard. So I did link BitYard in the description down below. Definitely recommend checking them out, as I do use them all the time. They have free sign up bonuses. They have affiliate revenue you can promote and capitalize on. But more importantly, looking at these cryptos, what I've started to notice within XRP is when you start to switch off to the 4-hour, you'll notice a slightly different pattern. Now, I do know for sure that this is definitely a more short-term approach to things, but you can kind of see that there's a slow growth uptrend that's forming on this coin here. You can see on the 4-hour right now pretty much what I've confirmed. Now, it's hard to kind of find the bottom support. Maybe it's something like this. That might be an opportunity we have to consider, but it looks something like this. And I'm going to let this extend out a little more, but you can kind of see right now what I'm referring to. So there's clearly 3 points of contact on the uptrend here. We have 1 confirmation, we have 2 confirmations, 3, and we're slowly starting to end up retesting this moving average at the top. And we do have resistances at the top end. You can see we have 1 retest, we have 2, and then we have 3 confirmations of a retest. Now, ultimately, this is going to consolidate back down into this point right here. You can see if we just grab the Elliott wave, you can see from the start we have point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Usually that's the end of this Elliott wave, and then we should be able to breach, above there. So it's only small, it's only short term. It's not something we're, definitely happy for, but it may allow us enough volume to break through and actually start to swing to the upside. You can see it's been consolidating for a few days, and the opening of the mouth has actually been a reversal of about 77%. So if we get 77% from the breakout now, that should easily be able to get us back up outside of, the dollar resistance at least that we're having problems breaking through, and hopefully sending us back inside our sideways channel closer to $1.28 to $1.63. So we do look good, though. There is a good symmetrical triangle forming. Everything's pretty much just riding on those resistances being broken. So that's the interesting symmetrical triangle that's forming right now. You can kind of see it right here on the daily. Obviously, this bigger picture one looks a lot more aggressive, in my opinion, and that ultimately will lead us probably the rest of the way up to $1.62 easy if we can confirm a breach above that dollar resistance that we have been talking about for days now on the channel. So ultimately, once again, targets do seem to be backing more of a bullish run to the upside. We had a very slow, very minor bullish cross on the MACD. Prices are trading at 44 on the relative strength indicator. Everything is leading towards plenty of potential and plenty of room to swinging back up to the upside. It's not like we're retesting $1 and we're overbought right now and in an extremely overvalued MACD. Things look great. We just had that bullish cross. We're trading at 45. There's plenty of room for us to move up on the RSI. We're undervalued and below the moving average on the daily. Things look like they want to break forward. They look like they want to breach that $1.05 resistance level, as we've discussed. As long as we close above $1.05 on XRP, that would give me the opportunities to buy back in if we close that daily and potentially see a swing where we move the stop loss up closer to about $1.20. We retest $1.28. Hopefully we close above that, and then we eventually head up to $1.61. That would be ultimately the best plan for XRP to move forward. The hindsight to this and the possibilities of reversing downwards is looking at the weekly. Now, we don't look bad on the weekly at all, by any means. You can see the only unfortunate part is that we do have a bearish cross on the MACD. That is a small signal of potential reversal. We're really not that far off from the moving average. Granted, we did see this major reversal back down. We could retest the moving average at 59 cents, which would suck, but that would pretty much, consolidate and pretty much confirm the bottom of this moving average and the bottom of XRP. Now, what I think is enough for us to head back up is we're no longer overbought as much as we were. We were overbought at like 81 or even as overbought as 87, but right now it seems like we've come back down to consolidating at 53. So unlike Bitcoin, XRP seems to show plenty of potential for a big wave. People like to buy the rumor, sell the news. A lot of SEC is talking about potentially seeing swings in XRP, new listings, and finally some new headway and headlines in regards to this SEC filing, and we'll see how that influences the coin. But ultimately, right now, things really don't look that bad, and they're starting to line up in XRP's favor. So whether or not we decide to breach this and start to head up, ultimately, we're looking for today, tomorrow, just a breach above $1.05. This could, extend us all the way out until, mid to end of June, which could be June 20th at the latest, maybe. But ultimately, we're looking for that retest and breach above $1.05, a closing daily candle, and that would allow me personally to buy back in. Now, moving forward with Bitcoin, it's a very similar chart. The only difference is when you look at the weekly. So if you look at the weekly right here, you can actually see how much higher we are than on XRP. XRP was very close to retesting its bottom support. Here's the thing, guys. So right now, we don't look bad on the weekly at all, to be honest with you. I mean, I can extend us out and look at the monthly, which would be okay as well. The monthly was extremely overbought. And, that's something you guys have to consider too, and why I've been calling the top on Bitcoin for quite some time now. Bitcoin actually was extremely overbought on the monthly. You know how long it takes a coin to get into overbought? Last time we were overbought on the monthly charts for XRP was back on December of 2017. The first day of December of 2017, we were overbought. That was the last time, actually. Sorry. Last time was right there. And then since then, we've had 3 to 4 years now of consolidation for us to finally get back inside of becoming overbought. So things don't look too bad. We finally consolidated back down. We're trading at 60. For us to head back up again to retest $64,000 would set us off into overbought, but that could take us, months for us to, to get back up to retest. But ultimately, you guys can see the difference is we do have a support here. Looking back in 2017, you can see how easily we started to just form a descending triangle. We started to correct lower. Notice the difference here is there's more of an uptrend. There's more of a support level. Now, it's not something as big as we had hoped. Granted that it is the monthly, and it's more so just a stem of an uptrend right here, and hopefully we can bounce off support here and head up higher. But we look okay right now, the fact that we're no longer overbought on the monthly charts. The weekly, we look even better, trading at about 45, 46 on the relative strength indicator. The MACD looks okay, extremely undervalued, which gives us potential for a possible reversal back up. But you can see how many times we've been retesting this uptrend here, and how much of a struggle volume has been to get us above that $40,000 resistance level that we need in order to head back up higher. If at any point we breach this resistance right here, I mean, we're going to have a problem zone at 30,000 if we plan on shorting it, because if we buy into short at 36,000, it will probably fall to 30 and get caught up on support. So we could potentially put in, obviously we'll put in a stop loss, but that might be a possibility, is to buy in on the daily if we breach this uptrend right here and short it down to support, then move our stop losses down, and then short it all the way down to our support level at $23,000, $24,000 on the moving average. But we look okay right now. We are still using the uptrend. It's not as confirmed as we used to be. Candles are a lot more uncertain than they used to be, and that could allow us to correct lower. But if we swing back to the daily, we do have the possibility of breaching higher. And obviously, as I said yesterday, and I've been saying, there's two pretty much beautiful confirmations that we can do, and we'll make money regardless. Either we breach through 40,000, we close at like 41,000, 40,800. We buy in for a long, we leverage it up to at most $48,000 to $49,000. Let's say at any point we close below the uptrend right here. We close, let's say, the daily at $35,000. There's a good chance we can short it down to $31,000, a $4,000 dip. We short it, we put our stop loss in because 30K is going to be a support level that's going to be hard to get broken. But if we manage to do there, it's pretty much just a free fall down to 20,000, or the support level right here at 19.9, pretty much $20,000. So there's a lot riding on where we're retesting right now. It would be a lot better if we were retesting supports than our resistance than our bottom support, but we just have to let these things consolidate. Ultimately, there's a lot of potential plans moving forward. We could easily see us come back up, retest resistance, consolidate, then decide whether or not we are going to breach through here and create a new uptrend and start to battle and use this uptrend as a means of support to head up higher. or we could easily just hit off here, consolidate, and then break lower and basically confirm that the bear market is in. Right now, we at least have some hope and opportunity of potentially seeing all-time highs being retested again. But we just have to let this consolidate out. We're in a very sticky position. You can see on the 4-hour, if I jump to that, we're in a similar situation within XRP as Bitcoin does have some sort of downtrend forming right here. You can see that. There's obviously the uptrend right here. I don't really have to draw, but we do have retests of the top resistance, more than 3 confirmations battling this moving average here. It could end closer to the 14th. Today's the 7th, so there's a couple days left, easy, for this consolidation to happen. You can clearly see the moving average just like that, where we're hitting supports, and bouncing up higher and hitting resistance and closing lower. But we do have not much time here. Hopefully, if we can breach through here using our uptrend, we hit top resistance at 40K, close the daily, we can then start to see some leeway and headway moving forward. So there's a lot riding on this. Obviously, there's a lot of back and forth. I understand that. We could head up higher, we could head up lower. I understand that, but that's how this market works, and that's how I do my technical analysis. We're going to capitalize regardless on which direction the run comes. We just need to wait for a confirmation break. We're waiting for at what point that does decide to happen, because it's just the anticipation that's the worst part. You know, I'll wait 2 weeks if I'm going to make $7,000 on a short or a long to the upside. So I'm patient. You guys have to learn that and understand that, and then we'll be pretty much set up for the movements when it does happen. Ethereum looks okay, retesting top resistance, but things are just consolidating. XLM looks okay, consolidating on its support level. We just need to see what happens. It's waiting for, Bitcoin and XRP to decide where the market goes. As for the S&P 500, which is currently retesting its uptrend, I'm fine regardless of the direction, the S&P 500 wants to take. Ultimately, if we just consolidate out right here and then pump up higher, we'll be so much better off than just swinging right now, which is currently trading at like 50 or 61 on the relative strength indicator. We'd be so much better consolidating or falling lower, to be honest with you, back to retesting support here and then heading up higher. But ultimately, I'm waiting the dollar cost average. We could easily swing back up here. It's going to be tough because it will send us into overbought again. So we'll see. And you can see how overbought really doesn't send us up that much higher. And then we usually see this correction. So I'd like to see some consolidation and then, correct lower or just start to correct here. And then I'll buy in here. I'm going to put quite a bit of money in at that point if we do decide to hit this, anticipating more, more headway to the upside. But we could start to pump higher. There's a big possibility of that. So who knows? Otherwise, guys, that's going to pretty much wrap up today's video. If you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.